Today's Steel Mace Warrior partner is JAMBO Superfoods. We want to take the time to thank them for the offer that we provided during this episode and for teaming up with the podcast to provide a better listening experience for you. You can find out more about JAMBO Superfoods at www.jambosuperfoods.com or by visiting steelmacewarrior.com. What's up, Steel Mace Warriors? I am here. I'm super excited today. We have someone that I've been wanting to have on the podcast since the very first season, but I was kind of like, you know what? I got to make it worth it for the guest day. I got to make it worth it. I got to get a couple of other people on here first before I get the master on here. Cause honestly, this dude is like the guy I learned from when I went out searching for mace stuff. So anyways, I have Erik Esik Melland with me today, and it's it's like a dream, dude. So thank you so much for being on here. I'm so grateful for it. So Erik Melland is head coach and founder of Viking Ninja, which is a fitness training system that includes the Steel Mace. He's also in the past has worked with Onnit as a Steel Mace Onnit master coach. So he's pretty much sensei with the Steel Mace, right?
I'm not sure if I'm sensei, but I guess people call me that. I'm pretty much trying to just give the best that I can with the information that I have to have people understand how to be very efficient and effective with the Steel Mace, and showing them the capabilities of it, of what they can do with it on a greater scale when you have some. If you're implementing a heavier weight. So, leveling, digging deep. So, yeah, I just like to train that type of style, just to dig deep more and more and more. So,
right. It totally shows. And by the way, he has his whole crew there. He introduced me a little bit ago, and I was like, wow, there's so many of you. So this is the first time someone's actually put the camera around and showed me everyone. So that's really cool. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right on. So for people who really don't know about you, go ahead and tell them your story. Where did you start with your fitness journey, and then kind of what led you to the Steel Mace?
Well, the fitness journey started a long time ago when I was in Salinas, California, and I was working at Wolf Fitness Systems at the time, and I was introduced to this very awkward fitness tool that I didn't really, resonate with right away. It took me a while to, but it got really interesting. You know what I mean? It made me feel like I was not, understanding a tool that I thought I would, since club bells was the first thing I was really introduced to. So having a longer lever tool, I didn't think was any different than a steel club bell, whatever you want to call it, but it was. And a 10-pound literally almost knocked me down. And I just couldn't believe it. I said, how is this 10-pound working my body like this? I just don't get it. So from there on out, I had to explore. I had to fail to succeed, but I also had to make sure that I was responsible to give people what was effective and efficient rather than what is just, mindless, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty much health first. So there's things where I try not to show people just because, I want people to explore it on themselves, and they can go ahead and do whatever they want. I just give them right activations where they can invite these activations towards their training methods, whatever it is with the mace. So I see you, and you're very inspirational.
Thank you.
You show not just people in general, but women how to warrior up and, respect the mace for what it can do for you. Because you emulate that. So that's great. I'm glad you do that, because you're a very, very powerful motivator, and the words you speak to the masses really, connects with me. So I appreciate you doing that.
That's so awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And it's interesting that you're mentioning that, because when I started this podcast, the main focus and the goal was to actually attract women to the mace. And
yeah.
It's pretty cool that you pointed that out, and that obviously I'm doing an okay job at it.
You're doing an excellent job. I think you're doing what most people should be doing, and that's to not give, I don't know what you call that, not to give high expectations on what they can do or what they shouldn't do, but you're the person that really bridges everything together. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of times people have their perspectives on certain training styles, which is great. You know, I mean, we all have different opinions of everything.
Right.
But, you know, when I see you cherish every single method that you find your own, which is great. I see your work a lot more than I did before. And I encourage you to do a lot more of it because, like I said, you know, there needs to be more, you know, people like you to really showcase the mace the way it should be. So
that's awesome. Thank you so
really
much.
Hope you take that serious.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I always love the kind words on here. But let's talk about Viking Ninja because so I got your book in the mail.
Okay.
And dude, your book is like amazing.
It's a book that's been written for so long, thought of so long. It took me about, I think, almost a year to write that, but it was good. It was good.
But I feel like you've been like, that thought has been in your head for a long time, the whole Viking Ninja training system that you have going on, right? Because I remember watching a podcast episode with you and Aubrey Marcus in like 2016, and you were already throwing around the word Viking Ninja.
Yeah, you know what? You're right, and that's crazy. You got that memory. The memory is pretty solid of yours. Mm-hmm. He called me the Viking Ninja, and I just from that day, I was like, huh, that sounds cool.
Right on. See, I didn't even know that. I was like really into digging the podcast at that point because I think that's when I got introduced to the mace. And I started researching. I was
at that point. I was really ironing out the curriculums to bodyweight and steel mace, and I was just like, why am I getting this interview on Aubrey Marcus' podcast? But then he started saying Viking Ninja, started talking about this whole mace revolution. Hey, look, I was like, okay, I like what I hear, so I might as well just keep it, Viking Ninja.
Right on.
One is because I'm half Norwegian and I'm half Asian. And since I took that concept, I just said, hey, why don't I put it in fitness? Bodyweight Ninja, Viking Mace. So that's why you have steel mace and bodyweight and Viking Ninja systems.
Right. And then so obviously for listeners, what's the purpose of mixing bodyweight and mace? Because a lot of people, when they go into mace, they just want a mace, obviously, but obviously there's a reason why you put bodyweight in there. Are they like a good pair?
It's a very good transition and complementive if you program it right. What happens here is you have a lot of grip on the steel mace, and sometimes that grip can just go, and it takes a while for you to kind of recover from that. Right. So the best way to recover from that is to get on the ground and decompress the forearms, open up the grip, and start keeping your body active.
Right on. Okay, so that's why you're mixing it up. Do those two things.
Yeah, well, part of the reason, but obviously to explore more rotational work with body weight, so that way you can explore more rotational work when you're ready to go after that into steel mace. So you're controlling your rotations.
Right on.
Learning the recoil, the coil in, coil out process.
Right on. And now if someone wants to learn more about your Viking Ninja stuff, you recommend this book, right? Because obviously that's why you called it Elements.
Yes, it's all the elements to the system. It goes deeper than just fitness. It's philosophy. It's also very heavy with discipline. I feel like fitness lost its discipline. There's too much ego, and sometimes people are blinded by it, so they can't really recognize it. But when you actually practice discipline, you start to feel a little humbleness happening. And the only way you can do that is if you exceed your limitations in fitness. And sometimes it's hard to do that because we don't have the motivation to do that. But once we are content and we are going to commit, we dig, and then you find out that, man, I could dig past this point. I never knew that. And then all of a sudden you dig, and you find out that you become this element like the Viking Ninja book says. So meaning you create yourself this monster that you've always wanted to be. So
right. Yeah. And so that's something you mentioned in the book: dedication, discipline, and commitment. And when I hear those three words, I feel like there's some type of, and a lot of people don't understand it at first, but there's definitely like a mind, body, and spirit connection. I get it all the time when I'm using the mace. And I realized how important that is. So when I started reading your book, it just made sense, right?
Right. So you're saying, so discipline should be the mind.
Exactly.
The dedication should be the body dedicating to it. And then, you know, you have your soul that's really trying to complete the whole process. So it's like you're trying to get the whole trinity, the trifecta to work, where if one is bad, then you can go to the other two. You know what I mean? Like trifecta thing happening where you lose your mind, you still have your body and your soul intact, so that way you can recover and get back in it. Or you lost your body, your mind can recover your body, get your soul to wire up again. It's pretty cool, man. I mean, I've never seen anybody else do it other than myself, because I've trained that way. So I put it out for other people, and I coach them the way I would coach my brain, and see them doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a breakthrough. This is great. You know? And so like I'm training, it's no difference from a 18-year-old healthy boy to a 70-year-old woman. Like you could take this whole system and rewire their bodies to be stronger. It's crazy how this steel mace is a feedback tool for health and strength. You know, it's a fountain of youth if we use it right.
Oh, that's a badass. I like that. Fountain of youth. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah. Awesome.
It really does make you feel that way.
So yeah, Viking Ninja, the gym, we call Viking Ninja Academy. We're teaming up with John Pruna of P5, which is P5 Performance in Frisco, Dallas area. And we're getting an RBI facility, which is called Rare Breed Institute. And we're honoring medical facility in there as well as a fitness facility in there.
Oh.
So we have two worlds where nobody can really so it's like we're pretty much bringing a lot of attention to our clients, which means if they're in fitness and they get injured, we still have their back. If they're injured and want to do fitness because they want to get stronger, we still have their back. So we're trying to, and coaching as well, which we want to teach people how to coach people. Because in life, you know, I honestly believe if you can coach people right, you're actually doing them justice.
Right.
But if you're just coaching them because you're doing what you want to do and it's not part of their goal, then it's problematic, because the client is like, oh, hello, I'm trying to reach my goals and you're not helping me. So that's why I think the coaching aspect should be very, very researched by people, not just coaches, but even coaches researching other coaches just to see what they can do and learn if they feel like they're insecure about their own cueing and handling other clients. So I feel like Viking Ninja would definitely glue your attention on a client, and you would enjoy it. You would enjoy training a client the way you should rather than the way you want. And then you start seeing the client get a lot of results quick. And then that client starts to believe your strategy. Then you start to believe that strategy of where you learned it in the first place. So we want success for everyone. And, you know, and there's a lot of things out there. A lot of people talk this and that, or, you know, I mean, it's going to happen. And at the end of the day, you know, I can only say this. Viking Ninja is about humans, like to prolong your lifeline. Everyone's somebody's son, everyone's somebody's daughter, mother. Nobody wants their friend or loved one or family member to be gone right now. We all trying to like live longer. I mean, I get it. We want to get stronger, but we want to live longer. It's to live longer for your mother or for your cousin or your brother you love. You're doing service for them, you know? You're doing service for them. So keeping that responsibility level, being responsible on that responsibility level, I believe is the right mindset that people should be going through now. It should be, I'm not trying to be the strongest person in the world, because nobody is. Someone should be the most healthiest person in the world by doing smarter training with smarter coaches. And, you know, for you, you have that. So I'm going back to you. So you have that motivation.
I'm like, I think this just turned into a podcast about me.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it's real though. Like once you get them here, then you have them here with their body, which you can show them the ropes. But it really takes this first. So when I say you're doing this by, say, podcast, by posting, by, captivating people with your passion. That speaks to me. So if it speaks to me, I mean, I'm sure it can speak to a lot of other people, but I think that that's what a coach should have. And so you have those things, and the only thing you could do from here on out is keep learning. And people say, when do I stop learning? You never stop learning,
Right on.
And you're that much stronger and longer in life. So
right on. Thanks. I always love the kind words. So who did you learn from? Because I mean, you're excellent. Obviously, did this shit all come out of you? Because I just remember, I remember you saying something like someone handed you a mace and you ended up doing like all these moves for Onnit or something like that.
Yeah. So I came up with okay, so let me say this right. A lot of people think I invented the 360. I did not invent that. It's a very primal movement that's been done before. And what I've emulated was a smaller mace rather than a gada used by Hindu wrestlers in India. I used one that's smaller where limbs could fit, where it's accessible, and it's also very challenging, even though it's a lighter weight. I like the lighter weight to be challenging because you can make light heavy, and if you get a heavy one, you can make heavy light. So if you're making that light heavy, you're actually activating more, and you're safe with that lighter weight versus I got a 50-pound mace and I'm gonna do a switch squat. No.
Yeah.
I mean, swing it. Like Rick Brown, that guy's the captain. He's the pioneer for this, and a lot of people should respect him for that.
Right.
This is personal for me. I cringe when people don't respect him for that. And I don't mean that they don't show respect. I just mean that respect should be given to that man. I honestly watched him swing a mace before I picked up a mace, and I told myself, man, that looks cool.
Yeah.
And he's been around. He's been doing it for a while. So bless that guy's heart. I see a lot of people out there doing it too, and some people are having fun. Some people are taking it serious. Some people are really into it, and that's great. The dynamics of the emotions of what this came about to is great. I mean, all I did was make a curriculum. I had to fail. I was injured every time I did some sloppy movement. That's why I don't want to do that again,
Right.
I said, what am I going to do to make this right? So I had to confine it. I had to confine, refine. I had to make sure the stuff was manageable, teachable. Basic level had to be universal for everyone to do. And it was hard to find all that. But I started to lock in cues, lock in these informations and details to where you can slow down dynamics and increase the dynamics and tempos and all that. And now I was like, okay, this is working now. So I started to deliver it to classes. And some classes were like, this is weird. I'm like, oh, man. So I had to fail on delivering it as well. So this is the next part of it. I failed on delivering it until I had to refine my cueing again. What am I missing on the cueing? Oh, activation. Let me get them to activate. Now it becomes science. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I did that, and I kept on with it. I got hated on. I didn't care. Dust the shoulders off, keep going. And everybody in the world is doing switch squats, lateral lunges, battle lunges. And I can only stare at this stuff and smile that this is really captivating the world. And it didn't really take much, it just took me to fail to succeed. So yeah, basically I had to humble down to really iron out the curriculum. I had to fail to really succeed in what I really wanted to do. And I really had to kill my ego when it came to training people so I can challenge myself and them more. So that's what that's all about.
Right. Just like your book title, Viking Ninja Elements, Kill Your Ego, Challenge Your Discipline. Right?
That's right, girl. That's right.
That's fantastic. So it's cool. It's cool to know that, you know, you're being honest about it. You know, had a little bit of ego and you are where you're at because you actually killed that shit, right?
Yeah, you know, and I have to kill it every day because, you know, like you can kill the ego, but it'll grow another head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And when something grows another head, you just got to keep killing it because it's not normal and it's not good. It's evil. So.
But you know what's cool? That you're aware of it, right? You're aware when another little head fucking pops up and you're like, fuck this shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You fucking cut it off and then you fucking steam it with a hot iron so it never goes back again. You know,
oh my goodness.
Blows it up.
Oh God. So that's awesome. So, I mean, going back to women, dude, like how have you seen, like, have women like grown into mace? Because you've been doing mace longer than I have. I look around and I still feel like there's not enough women and I'm trying to get more in there, but I've looked at your workshop videos and I'm like, he's getting women up in here. So what's your view on that?
Well, you know, it's funny you say that. Women are now gravitating to it.
Yeah.
They're giving it a chance. They're understanding the methods. And because we're able to give, you know, like the right cues. You got to give the right cues. And it's got to be cues that women can resonate with, because women, I'll tell you right now, they're stronger than men. They are stronger than men when it comes to endurance and all that other stuff. Like legs, women kill men with legs. So what did I do? I said, let me give them a workout with legs, steel mace and legs, leg work with upper body work at the same time. Let's complete this whole upper body, lower body, full body engagement to let them understand that this is not just, oh, I'm doing leg work. Oh, I'm doing upper body tomorrow. It's not, it's all today. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's evened out right. It's distributed out right with the percentage level of intensity. So when you take a lighter steel mace, you're able to go ahead and project the level that you can go to, that you want to go to, rather than, oh my God, this mace is too heavy. I can only do one level, you know?
Right.
And so these women, they just go nuts. They go nuts. They're like, you cue them, you hype them up, you tell them they're doing a great job when they're doing a great job, right? And they honor that, and they want more. They just start grunting like and I'm like, whoa. And you're talking about mothers. Mothers are doing this. I'm like, whoa, this is like a venting therapeutic exercise system, you know? And they enjoy it. They enjoy it. So when you are asking me that, you know, I totally understand, you know, but what I can do is say this. I can say you, I will say you, I keep saying you, would be a huge, great help to Viking Ninja women. Just because if you're looking to do that for women, that's going to be a great asset or a good spot for you, because you're going to be honored by women trainers that's going to honor you and take you to where you want to be. But they also honor the women to say, hey, don't be discouraged, don't be intimidated. We get it, you know, men do this stuff, but we're not doing what men do. We're doing what women do, that women like to do, that women search to do, because it is that way. Men and women are different. Men like to do a lot of upper body work. When you tell them to do hip work, they hate it. Women, when they do low body work, they don't mind it. They love the low body work. You tell them to do shoulder work, they're weak, but they don't mind it. They don't mind, which means I could say, let me complete the whole body then. Let's grab this 10-pound mace. Let's explore the ranges. Let's activate, and let's see how you feel afterwards. 9 out of 10 times, and I only say 9 out of 10 times because I haven't done it with everybody, but they all get more energy. They all feel stronger. The results come quicker than any other training method that I've taken them through. And the results of that is like, what do you want to do else? What else do you want to do? You know, I mean, everybody's trying to get stronger. I get it.
Right.
But if you have a tool that's going to take you there, that won't compromise your body towards injury, why go to something else? You know, like if it speaks to you that way. So when you dig deep, you start to understand that. You start to feel the method of that strategy. You start to say, ooh, in my body, oh, there's something else. This is something else more than a kettlebell swing. This is something else more than a bench press. This is more than a med ball slam. This shit is engraved in me. This is inside my body. It's so intuitive that it's intense, you know, but it's manageable. It's tolerable. You're in this mind fuck where you're like, do I want to stop? Because this sucks. No, I don't need to stop. No, I actually like this. No, I don't. You start playing this head case game, this mind fuck, where you're going, dude, do I even enjoy this? But then at the end of the session, you feel so goddamn incredible that you're like, if I do this every day, I'm gonna live a long motherfucking time. Strong at it, you know, be stronger. So my coach always told me, my coach said, don't be so anxious to get a perfect body by going so fast in your training, because that's your body breaks down fast. And then you can't use that body anymore to get the physique you want because of the injuries you're giving it. My coach said, honor the process. Be patient and sculpt yourself a perfect body in life, which means not just the physique, but the perfect internal, the perfect external, the feelings, the emotion, the bulletproof to life's bullshit. I'm going to be so prepared for life now, which means it's not wearing me down. I'm not worn. I'm not rotting away. I'm actually living life and I'm doing life and I'm roller coaster riding life and I'm happy about it. Because then life goes, well, I can't fuck with you. Let me go fuck with somebody else. You know?
Right.
And that's what it is. Like, I'm 40 years old. I feel like I'm 18. Like I move like I'm 25. I'm strong. I mean, it's insane. Like at this point, scientifically, I'm supposed to be losing my physique. I'm supposed to be losing a lot of shit, testosterone, all that. I'm becoming the example, if I continue with it the right way in 10 years, to say, you motherfuckers are bullshit. You see what I'm saying? This body can heal itself, and people are scared to go that route because they think they're gonna hurt themselves.
Right.
But healing, you gotta find it. You gotta dig for it. The digging process. It's, you know, you give a man a shovel and he only digs a hole, then you're like, that's all you did? Keep digging, bro. That sand can go all the way down. That dirt can go all the way to how far can you dig, buddy? Because if you just dig a little hole for me, that's pathetic.
Right.
I mean, that's the goal in life. That's the goal in life.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I think that a lot of people see you and they see your body and they're probably like almost, how would I say it? Like, how did you get to that ninja body? Obviously it didn't happen overnight, right? So for someone who feels kind of almost intimidated to pick up a mace and to just start using this thing, like, what would you tell someone?
All those girls that are afraid to train with you, and I hope you put this out on post, all the girls that are scared to train with you means that they should train with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to show how much depth of strength they have. You're going to pull out this thing called warrior spirit out of the woman, and the woman's going to go, oh yeah, I'm digging deep. No one can feel this but me, but it don't matter because I need this. You're going to give them that. And I swear, put it out on post. I vouch for you. They need to see you, girl.
Oh God.
You. Otherwise, they're fooling themselves if they don't. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that in a, hey, if you don't trust my girl over here, who's gonna give you some good training as a woman, you're fooling yourself because she's actually legit.
Right on. God, you're so goofy. I didn't know what to expect from you. I'm like, let's see what he's like, you know, because there's just not so much out there with you, you know, like with your actual character coming out, you know. The only thing I've watched is probably with the podcast, maybe some articles or something. So this is cool. I like it.
Thank you. No, yeah, I'm very goofy when I'm not working. When I'm working, I have to be serious because I want people to take their body serious.
Right. Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't joke around a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't fight.
It makes sense. Right on.
So here's a little deal for you. I want to honor you. So any certification you want to go to is free. So you can do whatever you want to do. If it's in your neck of the woods, which I think we might end up going over there, it's all in the house.
Wow. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm so grateful. Shit. What are you doing?
No, just, honoring your work, honoring your hustle, your grind. I know you're making this podcast about me, but I kind of want to turn it around on you real quick just because it's important for me to say that, the hard work you put in, you're not doing it with somebody else. You're doing it for you. And you're doing, I'm telling you right now, you're doing a massive amount of work to get people to understand and believe that this mace has depth. And I honor you so much for that. Really do. Like, I hope you really take that. I'm as busy as I am, I still see your stuff on my newsfeed.
Right on. Yeah, I finally tried some Viking Ninja stuff the other day. I gotta admit, dude, that shit was badass.
Cool, thank you.
I loved it.
Like I would love to see I just don't want people to do it. I want to see people change, feel good. I want to see people rock climb when they had fucked up, arthritis. I want to see these spectacular things happen in life. And I don't want them to say, oh, it's all because of me or it's all because of Viking Ninja. I want to say it's all because of you. You did that shit. Right. You followed the right ingredients that I took ego away from to make sure that you can get results as fast as you can, safe as you can, and effective as you can to be at the position you're at right now. And I want you to honor yourself for that. That's self-love is hard nowadays. People don't love themselves because they feel like a failure, insecurity. They let down some people. They feel like they can't do anything. These are gateways to depression. So to honor people for what they do, because I see the passion that they don't, because they feel like it's a regular thing that they do. Hey, I'm 100% behind every single one of those people and you. So just know that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on,
It's
man.
very, very important to me to know that you have people that honor themselves, go forth, believing in themselves, even when things are going wrong, even things aren't going right. They still believe in themselves. They push themselves through the mud up to their chest. They don't give a fuck. They're going through. Once they get to the very finish line, that's when everything comes to them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the glory. That's the glory. Everyone who finishes the finish line, paparazzi's coming, all these people coming. That's what's gonna happen.
Right on. So you want paparazzi for everyone?
Yeah, I want paparazzi.
Hell yeah.
I want Lady Gaga song for everybody.
Out of your head. All right. So for anyone who's like barely getting into mace and they're wondering what the fuck to do with it, what do you recommend?
I recommend them. Hey, look, go check out any trainer. Look, it doesn't have to be Viking Ninja trainers. It can be anyone that inspires you. Whoever has that mace, I want you to really watch and learn, meaning dig with your head, not your eyes. Like the eyes can see things. So, for instance, someone saw me move my mindful mechanics patterns, and they asked me, they're like, what's the big deal? It looks easy. The keyword looks easy, right? So
yeah,
what looks easy is hard. What looks hard is easy. That's what I try to tell people. And they don't believe me until they put it in their hands, and then they do it. So I would like to tell those people that are new to find the people that not are just mace trainers, but you can feel like you can resonate with. People like you, okay? You as a coach. I would go to you because I can resonate with you. I see your stuff online and I'm like, she's cool as shit. She's a cool chick. So if you resonate with that coach on that level, call them, message them, say you're interested. They're not going to bite. At the same time, they're not going to put you down. No one's going to put you down. If anything, they're going to be so pumped up that you want to do this, because the mace community is massive now. It's big.
Right.
So, pick what you want. It's so. And if it's something where you need to ask a question about it first, hit me up, because I'm supporting everybody out there. If you're looking for a coach that honors women training with the mace and digs deep, I'm gonna forward them to you. So this is something I want people to get over, the whole intimidation factor. So hit up these people you see online that you feel like has good coaching methods, that are implementing good structure in their training, because if they're training good structure, they're going to give you good structure.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because when I first started, I reached out to Matt Burberry. I don't know if you've seen his stuff, but I reached out to him, and he said the same thing. He's like, I'm glad you reached out. That's awesome. And that's how this podcast started. It started through me reaching out to someone.
There you are. No, I heard that. So no, that's good. I'm glad. See, that's what I'm saying. I like it when people reach out. People don't bite, man. It doesn't. Some people might be very angry or something in the fitness industry, but that doesn't matter to the clients. I mean, these angry people still nice people. They're still nice people, and they'll honor the people that hit them up. So don't judge people off with a post if they're angry, or whatever. We're people. We're human. Life happens. But at the end of the day, coaches are going to take care of you. Trust me on that. These mace coaches are going to take care of you, because it's a very, very powerful, positive thing that impacts lives.
Yeah, I love that. It is. It changed my life. I used the mace when I was grieving. My dad passed away about 1.5 years ago, and I reached for the mace. It was the only thing that really kept me together. So that's one of the reasons why it's so special to me.
Yeah. That's good. I appreciate you telling me that. I really do. Because that to me, and I can't explain that enough to people. They don't understand. They think I'm crazy. This mace really resonates with me. They're like, you're crazy. I'm like, oh, somebody. And then you know, because you're feeling that. So absolutely.
Yeah. And I hope we can build a community where hopefully everyone feels that just a little teensy bit, feels that kind of connection with the mace, rather than just using it like a barbell or something.
I agree. We can't. I don't understand segregation, or I don't understand all that. I do understand. I don't want to say validating. Just things I avoid to train clients. That is a warning sign. I mean, for me, doesn't mean that it's a warning sign for everybody else. That maybe that person can better explain that. Maybe it's another strategy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have to humble and kill my ego, challenge my discipline, which is honoring that person regardless if the person doesn't like me or not.
Right.
But saying that even though I don't do what you do, I should be a little bit more respectable, and I should be a little bit more manageable with my emotions, and say, I support you. I do. Because at the end of the day, I do.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, like brothers, when they fight, end of the fight, they still love each other, and there's differences that they don't understand. But it's okay. We're human, and at the end of the day, you want to fight back for what's right, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what my team's doing, and that's what everyone should do. We should fight back for the positivity of this thing, because it's a very magnetic. It has a force to it that brings you. It's a magnetic force that brings you to it, and I don't want it to be a negative thing. So
right.
I'm humbling down to tell everybody out there that I will discipline myself and humble down, honor everybody for what their work is, regardless if it's my work or not. As long as you can show a little respect to me by not putting me on blast. I just want it to be cool and okay.